The absolute infinity inside my cranium. Hemlock theological giraffes, scraping off the ogreish submarine wanton woman, nailing her Sybil Sylvan gauntlet, Greenland's mahogany rake splinter in the Mustang's oil-slick beard swimming in a gasoline-stuffed pyramid. The histrionic saleswoman nails her headdress to a psychedelic Yule pit. The mental, maniacal geometer of the mind, suctioning sphinx, slicked waxwinds, mandolins of scallion, Venus retrograding, the mercurial peninsulas of an irrational chestnut the size of the entire cosmos, a sheaf razor of bedwetting stars, the dovetailed maroon onyx apparition of surrealist fungi floodgates, the cosmic fire trucks drizzle aromatherapeutic rainbows, gemstone Sibyl Sagittarius, billows wildflower Socrates on a prairie under a bloody red laughing moon, the beatific leprechaun nails her cartilage to Kabbalah of Canadian collective subconscious suction cups, the Polynesian plumage of nebulous peregrinated marriage of menful and asteroid milk, elephantine basketballs made out of violet lunar molten barnacles, the transcendentalist Hegelian creek, highways to ornithological guitars, drizzle and lavender-soaked rainbow grizzly bears, antimaterialist wildflower, stuffed waterfalls, maverick Lucifer's parapsychic satanic spoonbills, scuttling upon the Godzilla tarantula in a prophetic wigwam, the gigantic metropolis bleeding in your iris, the intergalactic baseball bat of hallucinatory supernovas, the Aquarian obscurantis asteroid Talos cranes, arc their psychedelic flesh upon wounded bloody lunar craters, beach on psychosexual meccas of marshland lemon pies, sliced upon the simian karaoke mannequins, playing on rubbery sandcastles on Jupiter, the venomous casseroles of geometric hallucinations fever, the mummified Transylvanian ogre swans, the reptile buffalo marinates in a cauldron of broiling subconscious glaciers of the mind, the Pyrenees cascade in blossom and nutcrackers, exploding in a conch shell of anti-rationalism, the transfinite hijabs garb the marshlands on Mars, the rearing Medusae stuffed giraffe, playing solitaire while drinking beehives stuffed with entomological coffee, the Germanian goblets gargoyle wildfire glitter in rainbow prairies, smoky with barbecue eucalyptus, the pineapple hunchback irises flaring with nightingale necromancers, the prismatic pleiades of simian Darwinian mandrakes filigree the nutcracker quadratic equations of the mind, sizzling in wasps, nests stuffed with octopus gypsies, the vulva, a mockingbird Mennonite monastery mergansers, the bivouac dancing bison in valleys of unperceived groves of wilderness of BC, the crystalline dawnlight serenades the tentacled Dalmatian butterflies and ocular opulence astrophysical oases, the sassafras merlins, gobbler harmonicas of absolute catatonia, the Iroquois antiphysical Atlantis suction cups, a cosmogony of unicorn and bacon sirloin drippings, the self-carnivorous onyx lunar craters of pomegranate milk, exploding from anti-gravitational ringlets of carnivorous being, the stalagmite hermetic blooms of Egyptology, zephyrs dancing with Arabic squirrels, flaunting with headdresses of Jehovah, the subliminal harpsichords harmonize the gleaming retrograding of the tall grass on Mars and the pawnee prairies on Uranus, scraping off bituminous torsos wounded with foamy crimson maple syrup, a playroom of carnival grizzlies devouring Gaia with a baseball bat, the breast of starlight, the incandescent metallic fawns, worm whopper, windjam, windshield wiper, the flagon, Urania's Mahatma soaked in lavender sirloin drippings, the bituminous cerebrating celestial antediluvian barnacles mastodon the mahogany soaked chandeliers of the crimson eucalyptus, an antediluvian spirit bear nails its necklace of palo drum bloody tears upon the starlight in the crust of a maroon smoked BC valley, the retrograde and tambourines of recalcitrant geometrical hallucinations, the highways of apocalyptic metaphysics, the grenadine gasoline-sicked reindeer beards hallucinating the fire-breathing Buddhist temple in your cornea, the paranoid sophist lavender meadows in some ever possible world, the anthropoid onyx of vibraphone vivariums, the psychokinetic sweet brow albino moose, fondle the prehensile rhomboid, the flowering of cyberpunk giraffe nuns, the cyberpunk chimneys on Mercury's elephantine villages, the zygotic moose in a cosmic cigarette ashtray, the cuspidor of hermetic huckleberry hummingbirds, the sublime throat-sitting pyramids nailed to your bedroom ceiling, the Klondike snow of psychedelia sliding off the wildebeest harmonizers, the amethyst bloodstreams of Lemuria, the synergistic rhapsody of the Yukon made out of subconscious dreams, the thunderclap of bloodthirsty anthills, the Lemuria of harpsichords drizzled in aromatherapy, lemon rubber, frankincense, the magenta moon, in an ashtray of zygotic zizivas, the saccharine coral anthropoid zephyrs, and obelisk basilisk in the hobgoblin underworlds of BC, the pterodactyl quails quivering quiddity of waxwings of a hexagonal mermaid playing with an ogreish metallic camel on a beach made out of bloody quantum qualia, the pontifical Dravidian mastodon of anticephalic crystallizing wigwams of post-rationality, the transmuted cosmic oasis made out of all possible subliminal messages, the Cherokee oracles Talon, rubber eating a skyscraper for brunch, the silken robotic nutcrackers, crystallized transhumanist zodiacal salmon for a BC canyon under a snowy moth-headed moon, the maggot-eyed poetical lepers and margarine sticks loaded with lingual barnacles, the Egyptian bobcat bards pontificates upon hypodermic antediluvian ringlets, a violet dragon, trapeze in an anthropoid automobile, Aristotle mind uploaded into a quantum headdress, the war-split dovetailed synchronicity of raging pod-bellied unicorns, a wigwam the size of Graham's number inside my cranium, celestial stallions, waxwing upon yourself an omnipotent hunchback gargoyle of lunacy, somnambulous of bossa nova, the resin of Gaia's Greenland satanic ores made out of Technicolor Caesar salads, the Sybil pyramid psychokinetically manatees, Neptune's beaver dam highways, eucalyptus orchards, nevermore in toothpaste tubes of celestial redwood dendrites, scarab the derrick and hermetic aquarian mandrakes, supernova spangled Martian merlins, cataleptic plumage of fungi fossa, the astral cartilage of lunar spangled wildebeest, dancing upon the neon wigwams under the Mediterranean bituminous gibbous moon, the humanoid convex cortex of Dracula's subconscious, the hermetic bone marrows of poetic grease filament, the philosophical barracudas washed up upon the maniacal surrealistic shores of Nevermore, passionate songbirds orbit upon bituminous screaming starlight torsos, a playroom of totemic mockingbirds and groves of phallic moose, a turban made out of screaming garter snakes, the Asia's urania, Mahatma soaked in basilisks, stuffed with dragon drumsticks, garbs of positivism soaked in deciduous soul verses, spangled upon hypodermic mental geometries of aphasic diatonic guitars, the dyslexic drinking tambourines, the Wildcats' atheist monastery, the ambrosial stilettos of epistemological razors scrape off skylarks of serendipity, the lobotomy of cortical cortex of Saturn's geometric peregrinating quibbling quails, the xylophones of metapsychology, the antediluvian stuffed hummingbirds, the orthodox Buddhist sunflowers, dancing with the wallflower womb vortex's volcanic paranoid, rollicking hermetic dragons, snowmobile down the colton molten magma, Zarathustra's theosophy, antediluvian subliminal fawns, rosette Babylonian timbers, cranny the Benedictine black holes stuffed with hermetic flasks of flagon philomena, eternity's blazer of scallion topology, succotash mandrakes supercharged the conductors, coattailed the marshlands of Manitoba's psychokinetic calculus, the Mesopotamian quantum sidereal paranoid web, footed parapsychic genuflecting Aristotle, crucified to lava lamp, the waterbed stuffed with broiled watercress, glued to the sodom of all language, the vaudeville of blooming glaciers, spearmint the Chickasaw Golgotha, lugubrious metal keels, the sublime quasar carpentry of all possible minds, the heraldic squids of timeless times, the ornithological hermetic flares, wigwams, wombs, romanticist sublime hornet's nests, drilled to cyborg Neptune's mandibles, the Socratic beehives nailed to the lunar rock beach, flaring in your anthill casserole nostrils, the fairy theosophists descend from the gills of an apocalyptic reindeer lizard hybrid, harbor the boomerangs of Babylonian fairies, ornithological hermetic lattices of the eschatology of all possible worlds ogres, the Newtonian Shivas, Cortex honeydew, the anti-empirical cosmogony of ornithological cosmic butterflies, Sidereal Pond, the omnipresent Sphinx waterfalls, exploding with monastery garbs in an apocalyptic ocean, a mental cyberpunk, vulcanized and crystalline monorealist beehives of crimson mahogany, snow medicine men, women, the juniper pterodactyl quails, ogre, the lattices, stags, a phenomenological foamy orioles, boomerang, the apocalyptic rainbow, mahogany leprechaun dreamcatcher, inside the absolute infinity, inside my iris.